Hello everyone, I'm Colin Cadet. We haven't done any workshop hacks for quite some time, so today that's exactly what we're going to do. So let's get started. I keep meaning to show you my drill bit holder. There's lots of variations of this one, but I like the ones where the numbers, you can see how the numbers really stand out in this one. I use this thing all the time. It's portable, it's handy, and it keeps a really good supply of drill bits handy. The other thing that I use almost every day is this little guide here. This is a metal one. This is probably 25 years old, and I use it for sizing screws or for sizing screws for drill bits. Sometimes I want a loose fit when the screw's going to drive through something. Sometimes I want a tighter fit because I don't want to split the wood, but I still want the screw to be in there nice and tight. These are very handy little things to have. Now, the other thing that I use this for, this little drill guide, I use it for drilling holes in these little wooden balls that I purchased. And I often use these for feet in boxes. Now, the last batch that I bought were already pre-drilled, but often they aren't. And sometimes I need to enlarge the holes too. But this worked great. They just sit in there. And if I need to hold on to it, I use my pliers. And this is that grip tape. You've seen me use this before. It's just like a fabric. It just sticks to itself. It comes off easy, and it just sort of pulls on tight. And it gives you, especially when you're drilling for something like this, it gives you a good way of holding it, because often your fingers can't hold that. So just grip that, and it sits right in the center like that. And it's very easy to drill, very easy to find the center, and very easy to drill holes, good accurate holes with that. And you can tell when you're through because you can feel it come through the other side. So you end up not having to drill into the little plastic thing there. But good way of drilling holes in little wooden balls if you ever need those for feet. And while we're still at the drill press, I want to talk about this retractable keychain device that you can get, and there's a belt loop at the back, and typically what you use it for, you put your keys on here, this clips onto your belt, and then you can just pull out from your belt the keys that you want to use, unlock them, and they recoil back in. I know a lot of you use these on your drill presses to hold your keys, and I did use this at one time. I just found that for me, that my key always got in the way, but I just wanted people to know that I am aware of this, and it is something a lot of you use, and for different kinds of configurations, I just could never find the right kind of spot where it wasn't always getting in the way. But the other thing that I tried, and I want to show you this one as well, was this device here. And this is like a keychain on a, I don't know what that is, like a coiled cord. And I've tried that as well. I had that hooked up over here somewhere, and it was dangling down as well. I find both of these a little bit hard to put the key on, but it's another option that you may want to look at doing if you haven't got anything. This is something you might want to try. And right now I'm just using these magnets, and somebody mentioned about wrapping it with some kind of a collar so it's easy to see, and I've done that. So this was what works for me, but you know what, one of these might work better for you. So lots of different options that you can try. Some of the tips and tricks I've been using so long, I forget that I use them anymore. Now, most of you with sharp eyes will realize that this is where I keep my measuring blocks. And for example, there's the 1/2 inch. And what you can do with this, I can actually combine my measuring blocks with a drill bit, for example. So there's a 1/2 inch drill bit. And if I want to find the center, for example, of a piece of wood or something, at the very end of these shanks, there's a nice flat spot. And when you combine them together, there's a 1/2 inch and a 1/2 inch, so that's an inch there. And if I wanted to find the center of this, I can mark that right in there and know that that's the center, because those two are an inch. And so you can use your drill bits as a means of measuring. So you go, if you set it up vertically, and you can get very, very accurate. And look at all the different sizes. There's all sorts of different sizes. So you can combine a drill bit, which is very accurately sized, with any of your measuring bars, but you can also use them individually, or you can use them together. And when you use them together, for example, if you have, say, 2 half-inch bits, you could put them together. But even if you have smaller ones, for example, maybe you've got, in this case, a 7/32 and a 13/64, there's almost no difference between the two of them. So you could combine them for a total width, but if you had a very thin piece of wood, for example, and you wanted to find the center of, you could use those two combined and get an accurate measurement. Now it's going to be off a very tiny bit, but there's almost no difference between those two drill bits. They're very sized the same. So use your drill bits as one of the means of measurement. It's a great accurate way of measuring. And I have to say one more time about these little pencil holders that Ernie sent me a few months ago, and I've talked about them a couple times. But the other thing that I've mentioned before is they have a sticky back. So you peel the paper off the back, and guess what? You can put magnets on there. So if you're looking for something on your drill press that's going to hold your key, maybe you've got it on a corded drill that you want to put something on. Maybe it's pencils, maybe it's Allen wrenches, and I showed you that last time. You can put Allen wrenches on there. Maybe it's a special screwdriver or a special little wrench. There's all sorts of things that you could use this for, and guess what? It just goes on any, it will magnetize to any steel object. You can put it anywhere. Just a handy little thing to keep tools or whatever it is you want handy with your machine, so you know where they are if you have to do any adjustments or anything like that. Well, that concludes my video for today. There's a whole bunch of new little ideas that you can use in your workshop to make life a little bit easier for you. I'm Colin Canet for WoodWorkWeb. Thanks for watching.